Happy Sunday afternoon, my friends. I wanted to pop in and say hello and read you a little story. And it's a very, very windy afternoon here on the coast, but it's beautiful and sunny. Been out and about trying to get some fresh air and exercise, but it's pretty chilly. So I wanted to read you a story today about, well, it's about several things. It's about friendship. It's about adventure. It's about seeing new places and kindness. It's about lots of different things in a small, short story. But I wanted to have you think while I'm reading, where would you like to go? Where would the top place in your mind be if you could go anywhere? Leave tomorrow morning or leave, an hour from now. Where would you go? I have a place on the top of my list that I've been dying to go. And every year around January 1st, I write a little list of intentions, places, things I might like to do, things I might want to accomplish. But one of the biggest things I love to do is say and write it, places that I'd like to go that year. And several times it's happened that I've actually, I think, manifested the chance to be able to go to those places that I've written. So I've got one on my list, and I'm just wondering what's on your list. So today I'm going to read a story. This is called Up the Mountain Path, and it's by Mary Ann Dubuc. I'm not sure if you read this one or not. It's a really nice little book about some animals and all their adventures. And it's for my grandmother with honey and cinnamon. I love that. Mrs. Badger is very old. She's seen many things. Some can be found in her kitchen. Do you have places like that in your house where you keep all the little things that you find outdoors? Her house is at the foot of a small mountain. Every Sunday she walks the path from her garden to the mountain's peak. Another map. We love our maps. It's a Sunday like any other, maybe a little sunnier. The mountain again, Mrs. Badger? Hello, Frederick. Frederick is a white-throated sparrow. He lives in Mrs. Badger's garden. On her way, Mrs. Badger picks mushrooms for her friend Alexander. She will bring them to him later. He will be delighted. Oh, thank you. Mrs. Badger knows all about mushrooms, the delicious ones and the poisonous ones. Sometimes Mrs. Badger finds a friend in need. She helps the best she can. And then she continues on her way. Every Sunday is the same. But today, she has a feeling she's being watched. There's enough for both of us if you're hungry. Mrs. Badger shares everything, even her snack. Is it true that you've climbed to the top of the mountain? Yes, it's called Sugarloaf Peak. I'd like to go up there too. You'll see, it's wonderful. You look worried, little one. Mrs. Badger can tell when something's wrong. I'm too small. For Mrs. Badger, nothing is impossible. I was your age when I climbed the mountain for the first time, but sometimes it's hard to have faith. And so Mrs. Badger continues on her own. Heading to Sugarloaf Peak, Mrs. Badger? Good morning, Doris. And hop. I'd really like to see what's up there. Mrs. Badger understands. With the right stick, it's easier. What's your name? Lulu. The perfect stick. made of hardwood for strength, the perfect length, soft bark for paws, an extra little twig. On this sunlit Sunday, Mrs. Badger has a companion on the trail. Careful, it's slippery. Why do trees have leaves? To greet the sun. Where are the ants going? Where the road leads them. Lulu asks lots of questions. Look what I found. Can I eat it? That's Susie. Mrs. Badger teaches Lulu to listen instead. Toot, 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 toot. Ooh, that's pretty. That's Frederick. Mama. Mrs. Badger also teaches Lulu how to help. Here's your little one, Mrs. Bird. Mama, thank you. Lulu is a very quick learner. On the way, choices have to be made. Which path do we take? Well, which one do you think is best? Mrs. Badger knows that life is made up of decisions. I'd like to go this way. It smells like apples. In that, you have to listen to your heart. What will we see up there? The world. It must be incredible to be at the top of the world. Oh, it makes you feel really small. Small as a hummingbird? Smaller. Small as an ant? Smaller. Small as what? Small as a speck of stardust shimmering on the morning dew. Mrs. Badger is also a poet. The ants go marching one by one, hurrah, hurrah. Mrs. Badger knows how to raise the morale of the troops. Are you all right, little one? Sometimes songs are not enough. I have to show you somewhere. The troops, especially those with small feet, are exhausted. So Lulu and Mrs. Badger stop for a little while and catch their breath. After a short rest, their energy returns. Shall we continue? It isn't much farther. It's a sunny Sunday, and soon they will reach the top. Careful, the path is steep here. Almost there, Mrs. Badger. Oh, hello, Will. Will is a turkey vulture. He lives on Sugarloaf Peak, and he has known Mrs. Badger for a very long time. Little bare head, piercing but kindly eyes, and sharp claws. The final stretch is the most difficult. You can do it, Lulu. It's very high. Here we are. Isn't it wonderful? Lulu doesn't say a word. She's on top of the world. From then on, every Sunday, they climb to Sugarloaf Peak together. Sugarloaf again, Lulu? Good morning, Frederick. Nice to meet you, Mrs. Turtle. Mrs. Badger shares with Lulu all the secrets of the mountain. This is a sumac. Can we make lemonade with it? These past few weeks, it's been Mrs. Badger's turn to need to rest. Are you okay? Lulu takes a moment to stop for her. But whatever happens, they always reach the top of the mountain. Do you think Will is going to be there? Well, he said he should be. Careful, it's slippery. We're almost there. It's wonderful. Then, one sunny Sunday, Mrs. Badger doesn't have the strength to climb Sugarloaf Peak. Go by yourself. When you return, you can tell me everything. So Lulu follows the mountain path, the same as every Sunday, but not quite. Week after week, Lulu explores the mountain and its secrets. When she returns, she tells Mrs. Badger all about her discoveries, and she brings new treasures. Gradually, Mrs. Badger's mountain becomes Lulu's mountain. One day, at a fork in the road, Lulu discovers a path she has never noticed. It smells like strawberries. There's enough for two, you know. I have a wonderful place to show you. I hope you enjoyed that story as much as I did. And I'd love to hear in the comments where you'd like to go on an adventure today or tomorrow. If you could go anywhere you'd like to go. Have a wonderful rest of your Sunday, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.